Hi, I'm Allison Dudas, and I work in the marketing department here at Franchise Business Review. In my role, I'm particularly focused on demystifying the franchise process to folks considering their next career moves. This means I get to work with brands and their franchisees, the people who own the individual franchise locations, and share their stories. Today, I'm lucky enough to speak with two people from Cruise Planners. Now, this brand shows up on our lists consistently. We love our lists here at FBR. And just this year, they've been awarded a top low cost franchise, a top franchise for women, a top franchise for culture, in addition to being named a top 200 franchise overall. Now, just a reminder that we get all of our data by surveying franchise owners. We ask them questions about what it's like to own their franchise. And Cruise Planners franchisees really like owning their franchises. Take a listen to this. So 97% of franchisees agree that they enjoy operating this business. 99% of franchisees are likely to recommend Cruise Planners to others. 97% of franchisees believe that Cruise Planners acts with a high level of honesty and integrity. I mean, some amazing data right there. Okay, now let me tell you about our guests. So first, meet Phyllis Bixler. Phyllis is a travel enthusiast dedicated to making travel accessible and enjoyable for everyone. And Phyllis's passion for travel extends back to her days of meticulously planning affordable family vacations on a limited budget. This dedication to finding remarkable deals has grown into a professional endeavor where she now plans diverse travel experiences for friends, family, and now clients. And we also have Theresa Scalzitti, who is Cruise Planner's Chief Operations Officer. Theresa's go-getter attitude and creative thinking helps Cruise Planners be their best in travel. Theresa is a cruising queen who got her travel industry start with Royal Caribbean Group. Theresa championed travel advisors there for more than 2 decades, and her positive attitude and the ability to bring out the best in everyone has helped Cruise Planners sales and marketing teams bring creative ideas to life while growing Cruise Planners trophy case. This mom of 3 is unstoppable. All right, so much talking from me, but I just had to really set up Cruise Planners because Cruise Planners is just this incredible brand that we get to work with here at FBR. So, I want to get started with Theresa. So, Theresa, you've been in the travel industry for a long time. Now, you help train and support the franchise owners of Cruise Planners. And when somebody invests in Cruise Planners, what's the first thing that happens with regards to training and support?
Well, hi, Allison, and thank you so much for having us on today. And I just want to start by saying we love Franchise Business Review. You guys have been great partners of ours, and being able to see those survey results from our network really means the world to us because it's a direct indication of the work that we do each and every day on behalf of our network, and it really shows, that we are making a difference. So we love to see those results. So thank you again for having us. So what happens first when somebody signs on to be a franchise owner is they will immediately be assigned a coach. So even if they can't schedule themselves to come to our 6-day in-person training, which is in Fort Lauderdale, sometimes because of life, they may not be able to come for 3 months or 6 months. That doesn't mean that they can't start their business right away. They start their business the day that they sign their paperwork. We immediately sign them to a coach. Every single franchise in our network has a coach assigned to them, and they can immediately start getting their business off the ground. There's online training, there's virtual training that the coaches offer. They immediately have access to a Facebook group to get help, as well as all of our support teams inside. So even if they, like I said, cannot immediately go to our in-person training, they still can start their business right away. But once they do go to our in-person training, it is a 6-day, fully intensive training. They're long days, full of so much education about travel. And one thing that's important to know is that over 80% of the people who sign on to be a Cruise Planner's travel franchisee and travel advisor come into the industry without any travel experience at all. There are people like Phyllis who will tell her story, but people who are, the ones who travel and plan the travel for their family and for their friends, and who love to give travel advice because, they just have this passion for travel. So they are the ones that come. So, just because you don't have any actual travel industry experience, I don't want anybody to think that that counts you out from being a successful travel planner and cruise planners franchise owner. So they come, we teach them everything from soup to nuts about travel, you name it. They meet with suppliers. We have a trade show with over 40 different suppliers there. There's presentations. All of our executive team, we actually all train because, as well as other members of our leadership team, because we feel it's important to get that training from the subject matter experts within our company. You might, other companies might have a trainer and you're watching this one trainer 5 or 6 days. It could get a little boring seeing just one trainer, right? So we want to, really switch it up. We want to give different personalities, and it gives our new franchisees an opportunity to meet many, many different people from within our home office team. So that's, I could talk for days about what happens at Star U, but I won't. I know we don't have a lot of time for that, but it is a really fantastic start to get people to learn all of the technology that we offer, the marketing programs, to learn about all the different training opportunities that we have, and as well to meet a lot of different supplier partners and understand what their products are so that you can go home and feel confident in selling them.
That sounds great. I mean, just the idea that you can start something brand new and then experience that training. So 6 days in person, you call it STAR. So Phyllis, tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been a cruise planner franchisee?
I thank you, Allison. I have been a franchise owner for nearly 2 years. My background before purchasing my franchise was in education. I was an English and a history teacher.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my gosh, I feel like education just gives you so many of those skills because you probably have to be such a clear communicator. You have to work with a variety of people. So talk to me about this STAR training that cruise planners offered.
Oh,
And tell
wow.
yeah, so it sounds like you're excited about it. So tell us about it just from a franchisee perspective. What were those 6 days like? How did you feel set up to begin your business?
Well, I was one of the people who couldn't go the first time it was offered. My daughter was actually getting married, so I had to go the next time.
So
So
you had already set up your business at least for a little bit of time.
right. It was about 6 weeks that I'd set up my business, and I had the benefit of my coach helping me get started and hit the ground running for about 6 weeks before I attended Star U. So I had the opportunity to start my business and then attend Star U. So attending Star U, though, it provided me that opportunity Theresa spoke about to meet the suppliers and to begin to form those important relationships. But I also was able to forge some collegial friendships with other franchise owners that here I am almost 2 years later, and those have become some of the most integral relationships that I have within my little corner of the industry. Whenever we go on vacations ourselves or we travel, those are the people that we turn to cover our customers for us. But then we also have relationships with those people that we brainstorm. We have our own little masterminds, I guess you call it, that we work together with. But at Star U, what I found important was the in-person learning. As a former educator, I found it fascinating the way that they presented the learning opportunities over consecutive days, and they are long days, but they scaffolded and structured the learning over those 6 days in a way that made sense and left us feeling educated and empowered to go out and grow our businesses whenever we left there.
That's so great because obviously starting a new business is, I mean, just to put it mildly, it's terrifying. And to feel like you not only have a strong community that you're connecting with through cruise planners, but you also get really great training and the
Mhm.
kind of training you received, you
Right.
enjoyed, and you felt like it was effective. That's
It
great.
is. And you get to meet, I mean, I don't know any other opportunities where you actually get to meet the people in the home office. I met with my coach, but you met with, Michelle, Theresa, Scott. You were trained by those people. It was invaluable.
That's really great. So, Teresa, when you hear somebody like Phyllis talk about starting a business with cruise planners, it makes me think, being on more the operations point of view, what are you looking for when you're looking for a franchisee of cruise planners?
Well, so as I mentioned before, I feel like the right person is anybody who has a passion for travel. And it's also important to have a good social network because a lot of the way that you will be successful is by making sure that you're not shy. You need to be able to talk about your business but the beautiful thing is everybody loves to talk about travel. They love to talk about where they've been, where they want to go, what kind of, fantastic experiences they've had or hope to have. And no matter where you are, whether you're at your kid's soccer game or you're at an adult night out, it is just so easy for people to talk about travel. And that's why, as long as you're willing to talk about it and tell people about what you do, you will be successful because they want to do it. They are buying travel. People are buying travel. Travel is booming. It's just a matter of who are they buying it from. And so you want to be the one that they buy it from.
Yeah, you want to be that trusted person. So to your point, just being a great communicator, being somebody who's willing to
Right.
talk.
And teachers actually do make really good franchise owners because they're able to story tell in their teaching. So just like travel, it's telling a story. It's telling a story about what you're going to experience and helping somebody envision themselves in a suite or on a balcony, or having a specialty dinner with, your spouse and celebrating a special occasion. It's storytelling and it's helping people realize what they can do on a vacation. And, you know, there are so many different ways to travel now, versus when I think when we were all young and we probably could talk about the types of vacations that we took with our parents, which were probably, I can speak for myself, it was maybe going to Disney World. It wasn't anything super special. It was special to me at the time, but now, I've taken my family to Antarctica. I've taken them to the Arctic, to Alaska, to all over the Caribbean, to Hawaii. I'm sure Phyllis has done some amazing vacations with her kids too. So it's, again, telling the story about what somebody can experience and what kind of memories you can make with your family and your loved ones.
Right.
Oh, I love that. My marketing soul loves this idea of storytelling being so central. And it's so true because while you were talking, Teresa, I'm picturing myself on a balcony. I'm picturing myself in a suite. And I'm like, Phyllis, sign me up. Where am I
Yeah.
going? So Phyllis, you have been, you're a little more established now with 2 years. And thinking back, just beyond the things that you've spoken about, what training has really stuck with you from cruise planners, whether it's from Star U, whether it's from your mentor?
Okay. Um, it's interesting that this is a question. I just had a session with my coach last Friday, and we were talking about this. And it is the coaches, the coaches that we have. So as as you grow with your business, the training and the coaches that you have, it evolves with you because your needs change and your business evolves. Not everyone grows as rapidly as I've grown because it depends on what you put into your business. But what I have found most beneficial is that the business development team and the trainings, they grow with you, um, and they are designed to meet the needs of each level of franchise owner where they are at. But what helps me most right this moment are the one-to-one meetings that I have with my coach, Macy. We meet every other week, and I have the opportunity to ask the questions and receive one-to-one training on the topics that I need. I've grown so quickly that there are things that I just don't know that I probably should know for where I'm at. And she's able to break it down, screen share with me, and walk through the steps that I can now help my clients best. We just did it the other day. We were working on AI. She's converting me to being a believer in AI. And we have some of the most intuitive AI systems in our back office, and I have been extremely reluctant to use them. And she's showing me over and over again every time we meet on how I can best use AI to work smarter, not harder. And that's an integral part of the training that we do every other week.
And
That's
if I could
really
add,
interesting.
Allison,
Yes, of course.
because the coaching is something that is very unique to cruise planners. There, in our competitive set, nobody else offers this. They do not. They might have a phone number that you call into to ask questions. We have that too. We call it our care team, and they're amazing for just those one-off questions. But if you really want a business development call, a coaching call, every single one of our franchisees is assigned a coach. They have one-on-one calls. We also have group sessions too, which is great because everybody learns from everybody during the group sessions. But you can have a one-on-one appointment as many times as you want with your coach. And as Phyllis mentioned, we do kind of move you up different coaching levels depending on where you are in your sales, because there are different needs depending on where you are in your business. But no matter what, this is not just an entry level or an intro to cruise planners. You get a coach for a year. It's not like that. You are assigned a coach throughout your forever, for infinity with cruise planners. And so we do feel that that is one of our, we have many, but that is one of our very unique offerings that we have. Phyllis also mentioned our AI and our technology. I just want to touch on that. It is industry award winning. Everything is proprietary. It was custom built by us. We have an in-person tech team, very large technology team, and it's all proprietary. So it's custom built for travel agents. It's not something that was off the shelf that we kind of tried to make work. It is custom built for travel advisors. And we also enhance it all the time because we're taking feedback from our network. They send us ideas. They'll say, hey, wouldn't it be great if it did this? And you know what? We say, yeah, that would be great. And within a few weeks or even days, sometimes, depending on how complex that request might be, we put that change into the system because we want to make their lives as efficient as possible. We want to make all of the back office systems super, super easy, super efficient so that they have time to be out into their communities, getting new clients, talking to their clients, and making sales.
Right.
That's
The
great.
coach that I have now is actually in less than 2 years. It is the third one I've had. And each, I've had a personal relationship with each. I would, whenever I've gone to home office or gone to an event, we have dinner or lunch together. I feel that they are my friend. It's a relationship. So it's invaluable.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a great opportunity to be able to have somebody walk alongside you at these different stages of your business. So, Phyllis, I have one last question for you. So, I've heard a little bit about you just from the Cruise Planners team, and I've heard that your community matters to you a great deal. And can you share how becoming a franchisee with Cruise Planners has enabled you to be a greater part of your community?
Oh gosh. When I purchased my franchise, having been in the classroom and being active in my community, I had several fears. One was I'm going to work from home. How am I going to be able to be active? And how am I going to meet people and get leads? I can't just work from behind a computer and expect people to come to me. How is that going to happen? At StarU, one of the things that I think it was Scott said was you have to get out there and network. And they suggested things like Rotary, BNI, the Chamber. And for me, BNI was what I decided to join, and that was a game changer for my business. My business exploded as a result of that, but the relationships that came from it, I indirectly found a relationship with an organization in town called Tutor Smart. They tutor students in the inner city, and it's data-driven tutoring, and I have a really great relationship with the executive director. I've been able to give back to Tutor Smart financially and with my time. They just we're discussing more ways that I can give back to them because education is important to me, and it's where I come from. So Tutor Smart is one way that I'm giving back. I've recently been exposed to an Alzheimer's organization. We have a family member who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's recently. So that is something else through BNI that I've been able to give back to. So yeah, I am a travel advisor, but being involved with BNI and helping people plan their vacations has presented opportunities for me to become involved in my community and give back of my time and my resources.
And it's also a great way to network. So it's a feel good, you are giving back, but it's also a great way to meet people too. So it kind of has business benefits as well. But, we do encourage everybody to get out into their community because there are a lot of benefits to, and a lot of our franchisees do this. They'll give back in certain ways, and they see it. It comes back in their business because giving really does, come back and not only just making you feel good about it, but it also comes back in very positive ways for your business as well.
Right. Well, and one of the pillars of BNI is that givers gain, and you have to give before you can expect to receive anything back. And that is one of the most valuable lessons that I've learned as a business owner. You cannot sit behind your computer and expect, no matter what franchise you decide to purchase, you cannot expect people to just come to you. You have to get out and network.
Well, thank you both so much. It has been so nice hearing a little bit more about cruise planners, particularly the training that you offer and the ways that you support your franchisees, whether they're brand new or whether they're, really been around a long time and have supported a lot of people as they travel. I think we can all agree that travel in and of itself is a higher good, right? And so being a part of cruise planners, you're just helping people make their lives better. So for those of you watching, I want to encourage you to check out Cruise Planners, not only their website, but also the extensive data that we at Franchise Business Review have collected from their franchisees, so their franchise owners. And you can see for yourself how happy these franchisees really are. And so much of that is due to the work of corporate, so people like Theresa and the programs that you have enacted. So check out their report, check out Cruise Planners, and thank you so much, Theresa and Phyllis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.